Hi, my name is Jay Wilson, and I'm the game director for Diablo III. What we're showing here at BlizzCon is a brand new playable class, the Wizard, who is essentially a magic caster, kind of blaster class that focuses on a lot of kind of reality control, illusions, weather control, conjuring, to essentially just annihilate kind of anything she runs into. And we're also showing a skill system for the character, so how you skill up, and it's kind of a migration of the Diablo II system, but we've added something new to it called runes, which allow you to essentially use items to completely change how a skill can work. Turn lightning into chain lightning, or take like the Skull of Flame skill, which is like a thrown kind of bomb skill, and make it bounce. And then the last thing is we are fully playable on the show floor. Co-op play is basically part of everything we do. So every system we put in the game, we design it for cooperative play as well as single play. The new version of Battle.net is going to be announced at some point, and it's got all kinds of cool features, of which I can't be specific about, but what I can say is that our goal is really to kind of remove all the barriers between communication and joining. We really want players to be able to kind of seamlessly jump between games. So we want them to be able to hold on conversations no matter where they are, in-game, out-of-game, lobbies, whatever. So we want to really turn Battle.net into much more of a social community. All the dungeon environments are randomized, which means that they're built out of rooms, essentially, that connect together, and the layouts will be different every time. We can further take chunks out of those rooms and randomize those. So you might have a room that could have 3 different layouts to it. So even if that room appears, it might look different the next time. We have monster distribution. So the monsters are completely random everywhere in the game, like where they appear, and even in some cases, the types of monsters that appear. So you might come into a dungeon and find all skeletons and zombies, and then the next time you come into it, you find ghouls and crazy flying bat things. So every time you go in, it's going to be a little different. We randomize all the items, so the item drops are completely random, and we nudge that randomness so that bosses drop better things than lesser, but it's still completely random. Even the attributes on the items are randomized, so when you get an item, the attributes that item has are randomly selected, and then the values for those attributes are randomly selected. There's almost always a better item, which is, again, part of the design. And then one of the last kind of major random elements is the adventures, which is essentially we have the ability to cut chunks of terrain out and just plop down scripted events within them. And those scripted events are kind of self-contained, so that we can basically put lots of cool, scripted scenarios, which is something that really didn't exist in the previous Diablo games. And that kind of adventure system was necessary to be able to make scripting fit with random. Random makes everything we do hard. Essentially, the skill system that we've gone with is and it's not done yet. It's definitely still has some iterations. I think the final version will play very similarly, but actually look a little different. But essentially, it's an evolution of the Diablo II system, where you get a point per level, and you spend those points to kind of advance up a tree. So we really carefully designed those so that people can really have a broad, selection of customization options. So the biggest change to the system is we added a new system called runes, which essentially are items that drop in the world that you can attach to your skills to change their function. We try to make sure that the runes really completely change the feel of the skill, and maybe produce new gameplay. So since you can only socket one rune into a skill, it is a customization system. Like, you're going to make a choice that's different from your friend, and you two will, even if you're using the exact same skill set, you're going to look different from one another, which is really the goal of that system. Diablo 3 will be done when it's done.